Welcome again to the Party with Marty podcast. Hypothetically, the best podcast ever. And this is a big week for us. Always a big week for me, but this is more special than every week is. Every week's special that I get to spend time with y'all. But we had a big weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina. I know a lot of y'all were there. And man, it was one of the best put on shows that I've been to in quite a while. It was done smoothly. Everybody knew what they were supposed to do, where they were supposed to be, when they were supposed to be there, people to get them around the building. Just want to thank T-Mart for putting that on and bringing us all together. When I say us all the boys from my era, a lot of them. There was a couple of new guys there. Hopefully they saw some things to learn from. But yeah, let me mention our sponsors real quick. And as you know, RBD-CDB oil, you can't smoke it, but it will help your achy joints and pains. And then we got our adorator, Radical Addie, with her K-pop crazy. I'm sure we'll probably have this crawling across the bottom during the show. I just wear it to my forehead. What I should do. And remember, K-pop can fix a little bit of everything. You got Rod Van Dam's favorite earrings. This one is not that, as you can see. This one was to match his shirt. She can make T-shirts. She can make, man, I'll get my teeth fixed. Coffee mugs, anything that you want on it. Tumblers. You see, where the hell's it? Tumblers and I must throw it away. License plates, all kinds of things. And if you go to the site, it's listed all the stuff with pictures. So you can make anything you want. Mouse pads, probably even a mouse that I just dropped. And probably more than likely at a fraction of the cost you'd get anywhere else. And she can put things on that you want, whatever it is you want. I mean, it'd be birthdays, anniversaries, gag gifts, and whatever. So just hit her up at kpop.crazy. Oh no, kpopcrazy.com. There we go. And now, before we get started on this special episode, let me bring in, hypothetically, the best co-host and producer ever, Greek Savage. What are you doing, Greeker?
What am I doing? I'm over here. Apparently, I can't spell because I put that wrong like 8 times. It's actually kpopcrazy.com, and now I'll let it scroll for a little bit in case you missed it or typing in an extra R. I apologize. I'm sorry. What's up, Marty?
Man, just getting over this last weekend, but got to put it behind me quick. I mean, it was very emotional. It was very intense, all in on the good. And now I got to kind of, enjoyed it just like in a big football game. You enjoy the weekend and then you got to move on because you got another game coming. I got 3 cities to hit this weekend, and I think we'll show those later, maybe.
Yeah, business is about to pick up. I wish I was there with you. I saw some of the pictures, and I love those road trips with you, and seeing all the boys with you. And so you look like you had a good time. You looked good. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. And that was the thing that they didn't really tell me a whole lot. They just said Friday be in the banquet room. I think it was at 8:00 or whatever. And then when I made it there, they came up and said, be prepared to give a speech. I said, on what? What? Speech for what? Just let me know. I think they wanted to make sure before they went too far with it that I showed up. Or any of the guys that were going to be awarded, showed up. Because you certainly don't want to announce an award and they don't get up. They don't show up. They're not there.
Well, so a lot more fun than Waffle Mania.
Yeah, right. What was that? A question and answer thing?
Yeah.
Well,
this is at least a grand banquet,
Yeah, it was really nice. We got the videos that we'll show in a little bit, but just to give you more on it, I was nervous wreck because it was like, what am I going to talk about? I don't got no background on it. Like, what is it? I mean, then they came up and told me that my friend Ricky Morton would be presenting me with it. And well, that makes it a little better because, I'm calm when I'm around Ricky. He always has a, way of calming you down because he stays so relaxed. And I forget where Robert was. I think Ricky told me, but I just forgot. I got no memory anymore. But I was thinking of things to say. And at our table, people were coming over and saying hi. It was like 6 or 8 to a table, 6 to a table. And at our table, people kept coming up and saying hi. There was a new guy, I think his name's Nate, good-looking guy. They say he's great. I didn't get to see his match. They put it on a show Saturday night. I got to see some of the matches. I got to see Ricky Morton wrestled old George South. And the new kids are so good athletically. The first 3 matches I watched them, they were busting their ass doing even the rocker dropper thing with a leg over the head from the top rope to the floor. And I'm just like,
what the hell?
I mean, it's crazy. Timing was off, but that's going to happen when you're, 2 guys who've gotten together for the first time. Sloppy, but probably no one else noticed, but I could see the timing was missing in a few of them. But they, the new kids really, as they do everywhere, busted their ass, put on a good show, went for 10 minutes. I mean, just nonstop, bingity, bam, boom, bang. And it was good. Here come Ricky, here come George. And you remember Jerry Lynn? Jerry Lynn was an awesome wrestler with ECW. I did his retirement match with him. He come and sat next to me. He goes, watch this. And he's got a stopwatch out. I said, what? He goes, I'm going to bet at least 9 minutes before they lock up. And he actually said, once they ring the bell, it'll be 9 minutes. They started. George went around the thing, cutting people down, going back and forth with them, and just had the whole place in stitches. Robert's just sitting back there. Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. And I mean, I'm laughing. I said, they got about 5 in already, and they ain't ring the bell yet. And he said, well, I was going to go from when they rang the bell, but I did start. So then it was Ricky's turn. He walks around and talks to people and says some things and loves them and does all that. It was 9.5 minutes before they rang the bell. And I thought, look at that shit. There's 2 wily veterans. With the referee was Tommy Young. You remember him?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he with those 3 guys in the ring, there was 150 plus years of experience in there. Wow. And
that's a lot of vets.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you know what you're doing, you don't have to work as hard. And they tore the house down. They tore the house.
Like riding a bike.
Yeah. They're just doing one move and doing it good and at the right time. And I mean, they had the people on their feet. They didn't have to do any triple moonsaults or anything.
Did you consider maybe running in for a minute and getting in the ring?
I was hoping Ricky would look out at me and say, "Come here." But yeah, that was an enjoyment. And backing it up to the speech. Before I say much more, I just want to say, and thank you, Ken Resnick. He's going to be a regular over here, I believe, watching us, and maybe a guest. He did a hell of a job introducing me. Well, and then Ricky, who gave me the award. The award is right here. I mean, I ain't letting it get far away. I would read it to you, but I don't have my glasses. But the whole thing was just, I mean, it's every time somebody would go, okay, I get something in my head, like, okay, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that. Every time I'm set, I think I got something I can say to cover this. I didn't know what the award was. It was like a lifetime achievement of entertaining. Was women was what it was for. No, I'm just kidding about that part.
You're talking about that award right there?
Yeah. See, that's all the guys. I don't know if y'all can see it. That's all the guys that were there, and that's a lot of my era in there. I mean, it was good to see them. Nasty Boys were in rare form every time I'd go by the bar, but I'm trying to stay away from that. I didn't feel real good anyway, and I hope the Nasties. I told our adorator to go. Please tell him I just don't feel good. I'm gonna go back to the room. Yeah, hopefully Knobs and Sags, they don't get upset about that. Which they didn't. We texted and they said, well, I wish you were here. But anyway, it was just a great time. And okay, back to the speech. Every time I'd get something set, like somebody would say something, all right, I'm going to play off that. Then I'll play off. And then the next person, I mean, I was next to last for the whole night. They would say what I had in mind, or close enough that I'm like, shit, now I got to change it. And so I'd change it up. Then the next person would come and they'd say it. And I'm like, oh, man, gosh. But it told me I was on track because everybody else is thinking it. So kind of aligning myself with the room, what everybody's thinking. And then, you know, why don't we just, I will say this. I did send it, the sound didn't come in. Sorry about that, but there was a soundtrack over. I don't know what you heard about me, with a picture of a bunch of the people there, because that's all I heard all weekend because of the speech. Yeah, this crew right here, the girl at the bottom, Anita, she put the soundtrack to it because this was said on the speech. Every time I walk past a group of people, they'd all start singing and dancing. I don't know what you heard about me. And man, they even came up and asked me to go to karaoke and sing that with them, which, again, I was trying to stay out of the bars, and I can't sing anyway. But anyway, this speech should explain to it. You know, I don't know what you heard about me. And it was a fun speech. The people, I'm not putting anybody down, but the room was kind of, you know, tired after, I think 5 or 6 people went ahead of me, and they just, I don't know, maybe they, you know, you catch them off, they don't know what they're supposed to talk about. So there was no energy. That was the first thing when I found out, well, Ricky's coming before me to introduce me. He'll get some energy in the room, and then I'll try to go from there, you know. And sure enough, that's what happened. Ricky, you got a little bit of fire going up under the crowd, and then, you know, finished it. So if we could, here's part 1 of that speech with the lead in from Ken Resnick and then Ricky Morton.
Going to see that wow moment. In reality, it's hard to talk about Marty without talking about Shawn Michaels as well. Because when the two of them were in the ring, whether as a tag team or opponents, magic usually happened. Marty held 10 tag team titles. 4 of them were Shawn Michaels, and 12 singles titles, including the WWF Intercontinental Championship when he defeated Shawn Michaels. Now, when the two of them arrived in the AWA as the Midnight Rockers, I can tell you firsthand that their timing, teamwork, and high-flying moves absolutely electrified the crowds. And I can also tell those of you that have had the fortune, or I could easily say misfortune, depending on your perspective, of viewing the Wrestle Rock Rumble, that the truest words in the entire video may have been, "We're the Midnight Rockers, Shawn and Marty. We love to wrestle, and we love to party." In 1993, Marty Jannetty was number 13 on the PWI's Top 500. And Pro Wrestling Illustrated's match of that year was from Monday Night Raw, Marty Jannetty against Shawn Michaels. Now, I know you can't wait to get to Marty, so by the way, Ricky, you're going to have to be quick too. When you're talking about honoring someone whose career is defined as not only a great singles wrestler, but part of an amazing and awesome tag team, who better to present him his award than one half of the legendary Rock and Roll Express and member of the NWA, Professional Wrestling and WWE Halls of Fame, Mr. Ricky Morton.
remind me too much of me. But what I really want to know and understand is, Robert and I had a feud with the Midnight Express, and then you had the Rock and Roll Express, but how the hell did you come up with Midnight Rockers? No, I'm just kidding with you. You know, guys, we broke into business at a time where it was territories. And all the girls and the guys, we all had to depend on each other because we got paid by how many butts you put in those seats. And then you had to learn how to trust each other. Robert and I remember Sean and Marty coming to Memphis, and we had a little feud with them there. It was great. But I just wanted to understand, I have a lot to say about you, Marty, but I got to looking at you and I got pissed off. No. I'm just kidding. Marty walked up to me earlier, he thought I was the waiter. He said, seat for two. I absolutely adore this business. Hi, Kevin. I didn't see you here, but I love you. Thank you. God, I didn't, how Wendy too. But I just wanted to say thank you for all the years, and thank you for all the guys that have been here that went through what we went to back in those days. It was hard, guys. You traveled, you didn't have your expenses paid, you damn sure didn't have guaranteed money. You depended on each other, like I depended on you and Robert did too. You became real good. Marty, I just want to tell you and bring you up here, all right, to the gathering. And I want to thank T. Mart for putting this on. Marty, thank you. We have a great time. Thank you very much. Marty's going to sing for us.
Right here, he tell me, give me a kiss on the cheek. I'm like, seriously? He goes, yeah. And then he goes,
Man, I'm touched to be here at all, and especially now that Ricky does this. I love him, I love Robert, I love them. And he wasn't lying when he first said he was joking about it, but he wasn't lying. They were pissed off at us.
Hey, we didn't go
Midnight
for 40
Rockers.
years.
Where'd you get that from? We were rockers first. Hey man, we just do what Vern Gagne told us. I like what Kim Resnick said up here at the very beginning. It's just like looking at, I hope it was you, Ken, somebody else said it. This isn't looking at a convention, this is looking at a family reunion. Because we all together love each other and bonded, we're one. And I'm happy to be a part of this. Look at all these beautiful faces. And I'm thinking, dang, I thought I wanted to get away from this, but seeing everybody here so happy, now I'm glad where I'm at. Yeah. There's been a lot that I went through, you know, like somebody said he gets in front of a mic, look out. Why? I don't know what you heard about me, but no, I'm not going to sing for the song. Not a P-I-M-P, yeah, some things you hear off the internet are horrible, one or two of them are true. I'm trying to fix all that. A lot of it stems out of, I like to party. Anybody here like to party? I'm gonna keep it short and not sweet, but yeah, sweet. But again, I'm thankful for this. Thank y'all for supporting me, y'all that did. Thank y'all for hating me, because that made me try harder. Again, but I've had to straighten my road out here due to injuries. You may have heard about me. A lot of problems with the ankles, a lot of surgeries, and then got some blood infection from all that. And I pretty much had to slow down. I was gonna say stop. I don't want to lie to y'all family. I had to slow way down on the party. And I think I've done a pretty good job with all my friends. Also, you might, I don't know what you heard about me, Y'all know that song, go listen to 50 Cent. I don't want to sing the whole thing, I can't give time on me. But, yeah, and it took somebody coming along that made sense to me. My cat Swaggy, who's more popular than me, once told me the way to control a person is to let them have the freedom they want. Because when they get out there, they'll realize what they got back home and they come right back and don't leave again. So it's the least of the control without a whip. Well, a whip for that. Sorry. But I want to thank, I don't know what you heard about me, but you may have heard lately that I tried to go by MJ in the house so I could disguise my problems of the past. Got married, and both of us. And I just want to say, I want to acknowledge her right here in front of everybody, have y'all see her, as she is the one. All my friends are like, where did you find this wild horse Taylor? What happened? How did you, what?
Wild horse.
But like I said, she didn't tame me, she just let me be me, and it worked. So if she would stand up right now, Miss Addie, do whatever you're gonna do, and I'll do mine too.
Part two.
Same place tonight.
On like Donkey Kong. Game on.
With that, I'm ready to wrap this up and say thank y'all again. But one last thing. I don't know what y'all heard about me. I was planning to say things and I thought, why, you're not going to remember shit. Sorry. But you do anyway. You think, okay, I'll say that, I'll say this, I'll say that. Every speaker up here tonight, I just want to say to Wendy Richter, Miss Richter, I felt you when you said that he's had 5 of these, you just now got invited. Hey, Ricky, is that for me?
Me and Marty didn't go to bed for 10 years.
Well, I guess I'll get right back to the point so I can sit down. And what I was going to say though, because I got ADHD real bad. I can't even remember how to say the letter. But every time a speaker would come up here, it was so good. They would say something like, shit, I can't say that now. Then so I changed it around a little bit. The next speaker would come up and go, can't say that now. So it left me to talk about, yeah. Somebody has said there's not, not for a shameless plug, but I don't know what you heard about me, but what I'm doing now, what I did is in the past, what I'm going to do is in the future. And I became fairly good in wrestling. I took a lot of hard work studying, and yes, it is tough. Studied the Rock and Roll Express, didn't steal their name though. That was for a guy who students. But, sorry, Vern. Oh, he died, didn't he? Sorry. And much love to Vern and Greg Gagne, who's still here. Even though, well, never mind. So, on the internet, I don't know what you heard about me, but in the future, I'm going to work just as hard at what I'm going to be doing now as what I did to become known to y'all as a pro wrestler. No cheap plugs. It's the Party With Marty podcast, and you can see it Thursdays, or you can see it in here. Thursday nights on my YouTube channel. And we just talk about all the good things. We just had a good one with referee Jimmy Corduras, for y'all that know him. We got into some good stuff and some sad stuff. The Owen Hart thing just, kind of broke us down during the show. And all the feedback was them too. That was a heck of a situation. But, guys like Ricky and I have been around it for can I say how many years? For me, 40 years. You got more than me. Well, maybe about one. I don't know. Did you split me off? I don't know what you heard about me. But anyway, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be thinking of all of y'all, and I know y'all are going to help me through it all with the love and support. So I love and support y'all right back. Love you all. Thank you.
Well, Merle. Yeah, that was, now I can take these off. That was a fun night, the first night. And as I said, thank God for Ricky, because, man, I was nervous. I didn't know. And Ricky, you know, he did it in such a way. It got the place going a little bit, too. But that was Friday night. That was the first night. It was a 3-day event. Saturday, the scheduling, I was supposed to be in the green room for photo ops at like 4:00. So I called T Mart and told him I'm going to the gym and I'll shower up and I'll be down for that. I'm going now. I was actually in the gym working out when they come in and said, "Man, you're late. You're late." I'm looking at the clock. It's 3. And they're like, "No, people are waiting for you in the green room." Oh my God. I mean, I did everything right. And now it's going to appear that I screwed off. You know, when you got a reputation for being excuse my language, but a fuck up, something fucks up. Guess who they look at and blame? So I ran upstairs. I didn't even have time to shower. I really didn't get started much on the workout. I think we have a video right about when they came in to get me. You got that, Savage?
The one where you working out?
Yeah, that was what I was doing when they came in. A lot of people don't know this. The right shoulder has no tendons, no ligaments, just 3 muscles holding it on. The doctors, when they see me doing this kind of shit, they're like, "No way, that's not physiologically possible." Is that the right word? Physiological?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's close enough, I guess. But yeah, I was starting to pump up a little bit and just was getting started. And I had the Olympics on TV there, watching that in between sets, and then that's when someone come in and said, "You're late, man. They're looking for you." I was, "No, man, I'm not. I just talked to them." Plus, it's on a sheet of paper I got. It says 4:00. That was probably, see, I'm walking fairly good now I ain't really limping. I just got to start doing more stretching so I don't take the old man steps, little 6-inch shuffle steps. But it's much improvement. But so then I'm going out to go to the green room or get ready for it, and then Jacques Rougeau comes by, and he goes, "Oh, after that speech last night, I thought you was a changed man, and here you are." There he is to the right. He said, "I thought you was a changed man. I couldn't believe what I was seeing." He said, "But here you are screwing off again. You're not doing your show. You're supposed to be over there at the green room." Like, that's what every single person is going to think too. And then I got over there and they weren't ready.
Sounds about right.
What's that?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Hurry up and be late, and then you get there and we're not ready yet. It was right at 4 before we got going with it. Maybe once again they were afraid I'd not show up. I don't know. But just when Jock went by and said that, I was like, "No, God, that's what what I was afraid people would think." And I got confirmation right then and there. But the third day was actually the signing. They had it. I think that we got a video of that. They had it so nicely. Separated all the boys 4 to a room, and you had to have your ticket with that particular guy to go get in line. This was towards the end. My line never stopped for 2.5 hours. And I did stay extra and get some extra ones in. I wasn't going to not get anybody, but yeah, that was and then it was a drive home, but which wasn't that bad from Charlotte to right past Atlanta and Columbus. But that, like I said earlier, there you got to let it soak in for a little bit, enjoy it, which I'm doing more so now as I'm older than I did when I was younger. It was just another day back then because we was on the road 300 days a year, and you couldn't really soak it in and enjoy it because you had to keep moving. Now, just doing a weekend thing, you can soak it in for a day and then right back to work. Getting ready for this weekend I got coming up. I had 3 cities. I had Erie, I think it's Erie, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Niles, Ohio. And Niles is I'm more excited about it, and I never had not heard of it. There you go. What's that one? That one's Niles right there. Okay, so that's 11-3, but that's a double shot day because I think that night is Erie.
You got the day before right there.
Right, that's the day before, yeah. But yeah, everybody, Niles is right. I got people in every place, and I posted something on my Facebook. And by the way, y'all come over to Facebook and cut up with me over there. I got I mentioned people in Cleveland would be coming down. I know some of my friends from Pittsburgh would be going. They can't make it that night before, and Erie, Pennsylvania will be coming over. And I said, so Niles is going to be the place, but I'm not going to get to stay long. And then one of my friends texted me right after I posted that. She says, "Oh, you forgot about me." She said, Youngstown is the closest one of all. You forgot about us Youngstown people. And so, I was like, wow, it sucks because people will come from all over, my friends, wise and fans. But I'm not going to really get to party there with them because I got to head on to Erie that night for that signing. But it's cool. And Cleveland, I'll have more details later, but Cleveland's the following weekend. So I actually will be in Cleveland. I shouldn't tell anybody because now they won't show up Niles. But it's like I said, Niles, I'm not going to be there long. I got to take off. I don't know how far to drive from Niles to Erie. It's not that far, about an hour or so. But you got to be mentally prepared for that. There's just 3 different cities, 3 different kinds of personalities. I mean, the city itself, culture of the city itself. You got to adapt quick, but that's for 40 years, which is what I told Ricky. I said, Ricky, I was watching Rock and Roll Express a couple years before I got into business. So if I have 40 years, I know Ricky and them's got about 42 or 3 or 4, but he might not want me to say that. But, so that's why I said, well, you go at least one more to me. But, when you've been around that long, that's just like we was talking about earlier, when he got in the ring with George South. Didn't have to do any kind of fancy moves, any kind of much of anything. And still had the people on their feet and probably enjoy that match as good as anything. The last match, which is what I wanted to see, Ricky Morton's boy, his son, was in that match. And I have not seen his son work, so I really wanted to see that. Probably watch it with Ricky if I could. And Jerry Lynn. Jerry was going to stay and watch, but I ended up leaving because as I said, I didn't want to get caught in the crowd afterwards and everybody like, let's go drinking. I was just trying to avoid that a little bit. Still had to go right down the escalator. So right nasty boy, get your ass in there. Like, go tell them I love them, but I got to go late. I don't feel good. And there was some truth there. Just like now, I don't feel great. I don't know what's going on.
That was probably the best decision you made all weekend.
It was one of his best decisions I made. I made several of them.
Let's be honest.
It was so like I wanted to go to the karaoke bar with the guys there. Those were guys that just were at the banquet. I don't know if they were with friends or paid to get in. What they were, but it was a big group of guys there, and all of them fairly big. But I wanted to hang out with them because they were singing it it was funny. I think one time the hotel itself, because they heard it so much in the lobby, and especially when I'd walk through. I don't know what you heard about me, but I think either they hit it or somebody had a boombox or some shit, and everybody just started breaking down dancing. It was a pleasurable weekend. I don't know that I had one. I've had other great ones, but this one was definitely the most recent. But
what are you doing next Monday?
this coming Monday.
Yeah.
I will. Let me see. I think I come back on Sunday.
Oh.
Monday. I'll prepare for Cleveland and whatever else gets added on to that.
I was gonna tell you, maybe you come on down to Clearwater, Florida on Monday.
Come talk to Clearwater.
Come down to Clearwater, Florida.
Oh, you're going to be down there for that? Well, it's only the only people, and they, Beefcake and Missy, his wife, were going to get me on. But it was just last minute, and it wasn't enough time to advertise, and it was one of those deals to take what you make. It wasn't. They're not giving you a fee. I don't know if Beefcake. I don't know. I don't like knowing other people's business, so I didn't ask, but. They live there. They're right there. It's in Tampa for 2 days. I think it's 2 days. Yeah, it is. And it's a lot of, it's like about 20, 30, 40, no, it's about 40 or 50 actors from different movies and scary sci-fi stuff. And then 2 wrestlers, Missy Hyatt and Beefcake. So I wish them luck. It's just a matter, what that comes down to is a matter of location. Well, you know that. I mean, you know that. If they put you up front or in a good traffic area, you'll be fine. But if you get stuffed in a back room or to the back of everything where you're the last thing seen, you're not going to do so well. And if you don't get no say so on that, I'd really rather not do them. But you're going to be that. That's not what you're there for, though, is it?
No, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to have a private cabana on the most beautiful part of that beach. And then I'm going to go do some karaoke at night at Hulk Hogan's Beach Shop. So I don't know. Maybe you want to chill all day, party with a savage, compliments of a savage. And then, we'll go do some karaoke with that nutty guy, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Knobs told me something. He said,
I don't even know if he's going to be there or not. His son might be there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he's probably on the road, I'm sure. But it's still a good time. His bar. I forgot who was telling me. One of the Bushwhackers, the one still alive, Luke. He said it's a lot of fun, mate. It's a lot of fun in there, mate. Yeah.
Well, because I'm going to be stuck in Orlando for like 5 days, and we can't even check in until 3:00. So I figured, why not just day one, rent the car as soon as I land, and just go enjoy the day in Clearwater all day.
Yeah. I mean, because you're going to be in Florida, you got to be on the coast.
I'd like to go to a nice beach the first day I get there. If you're down, why don't you, if you're back and Addie feels like driving, I'll send you some gas money. Come on down.
What you say? Oh, what part of Orlando you're going to be in? Do you know Disney side or
Margaritaville?
Where's that?
Yeah.
You don't know. Well, anyway,
I didn't book that part of the trip.
The Daytona Beach is only 40 minutes away, so and it's always it might still it's summertime, ain't it? Spring break when I lived in.
Have you ever been to any of the theme parks in Disney?
To any of the what?
The theme parks, like Disney World.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, I mean, my friends work there. Universal. I had a producer friend there.
Oh wow! So you had
yeah, and so Disney also. Trying to think of where I didn't go. There was one I never really made it to. Another big one. It was a fairly big one. It might have been. Yeah, I don't think actually I did go to that one time because I watched the girl ride.
There's no way you didn't go see Shamu. Come on, stop it.
I'm just thinking the girl was riding him on the tip of his nose. I'm like, wow, how in the world? But yeah. It's you'll have a lot of fun there, but you'll have more fun in Tampa and Daytona. But you just got to be careful in Daytona. It's getting kind of rough over there.
You got to be careful in every part of Florida. No, man. If it's not the people, the Gators will get you, or the Sharks.
Yeah, or the Pythons now. But they when I lived in Jacksonville before all this crap started with my ankle, I mean every morning I would wake up and watch the news first thing, and there was a murder somewhere nearby where we were living. I told my buddy, it was like every morning it's a murder. He goes, well, that's usually they don't report them unless there's 2 or 3. It's got to be 2 or 3 people got shot before they'll report it. So Jacksonville, I mean, I enjoyed my time there. I wasn't there long, about 6 months. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and it was football season, so you know where I was. And Yeah, so it was working.
Football season starting up right now. Did you get a chance to talk to everybody on that poster from the gathering?
No, I didn't get a chance. Sid and I had made a point to try to get together and do some little short reels and stuff for the show, and talk over what we could do. And he wants to be on the show, and they had him running around different rooms. The time I'd get to his room, he'd be at my room looking for him, I guess. And but we never crossed paths. Couldn't find him, but they had you stationed to your room. It wasn't a cubicle, but it was a room big enough for four. Put one person in the corner and two on my side. Ken Resnick and I were right side by side. Ken's always been special to me because he was there at the beginning of the Midnight Rockers and, ESPN TV, which was national exposure. First time any of that. So it was, it actually international because ESPN did go to several other countries. There he is on the left. That's Ken. Ken will be a guest on our show when we're ready, when everybody can line up. But and Jacques, just don't let me say, hey, yeah. He hates that so bad. Sounds like you're going to cough up a loogie. Stop doing that.
He's still a big guy.
Yeah, I got it. We hugged. And I'm like, son of a bitch, he's like built and strong, and you can just tell he's still in good shape.
Yeah.
He runs that wrestling organization in Montreal. We'll probably try to get him on talking about that to help promote him. And they're doing that up there. He had a big contest, which we never could get to him in time to have him on to promote that. It was, for the winner got whatever it was. He'd sent me all the info, and we just never connected on it. But maybe we can do that again for him sometime in the near future. Outside of that, there's my buddies, man. I would put that on Facebook and said, see if you can guess who it is. Hell, it didn't take long. Because when I first saw him, Henry, the one on the left, on the picture to the left, I saw him the night before, and I thought he was a security guard from WCW days because he looked like that then with the white hair, beard, that big, tall guy. I thought that was him. I just sit there and talked to him for a while and hugged up on him, like, how you been? Where you been? The whole time I didn't realize it was Henry.
Wow.
Yeah, the next day when I saw him and finished, because they said for the Godwins, the photo shoot, that was Sunday morning.
That was really a nice photo too.
Yeah, I had to crop it because you see on Facebook, or somehow that shirt made it look like I was high C titties.
Yeah, on Facebook it looks top notch quality. It looks like one of the best cameras took that picture.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was everything was so professionally run.
Do you know what they used to put in their buckets? I want to know. Maybe you know. Did you help them get those buckets ready back in the day?
I can't totally deny that accusation that I might have. Yeah, the thing was, and I love Sunny to death, and she's my friend, but the whole Sunny thing was happening, and she was getting. Somebody, it wasn't me, overheard her. Same thing was said about Sable. Whether it's true or not, I don't want to repeat. I certainly won't repeat it that Sable said it because I don't want Brock coming after my ass. But Sonny had made a comment.
Please don't piss off Brock Lesnar. Like, I can't beat him up. I really can't. Sonny had made a comment, and I guess a couple of the guys overheard it. That she was getting bigger than the wrestlers, and that's a no. Some women get bigger, but I'm not going to mention it.
Well, and back then that was new, having the divas. She was the first diva. Sable kind of was.
I wouldn't call her a diva. I have another name.
Which one?
Sunny.
Sable.
Sable was definitely the first diva, right?
Yeah, and there was one other girl. But they were like the ones that catalyst to the whole thing. Look at it now, right?
Well, they had so many back then. Ivory, they had Jacqueline, Molly Holly, I think back then.
Yeah. But Sonny I know one time they dropped a banner and she was standing out there and did an interview, and they wanted to surprise her, and they dropped a banner that rolled down, and it was at Sonny, and it was her picture and a bikini thing. Great picture, great thing. And the whole place popped and went crazy. And that's That probably was the beginning of her change. You know,
She's
I mean, I know her, but she's my friend, and Chris Candido was my good friend. And, you know, I was going to back my friends right or wrong, which is generally what you do. But the guy, I'm not going to say the guy's names, but somebody came in with a bucket, a slop bucket, and put it by the toilet and hollered out, "Okay, guys, the slop toilet's right over here." And it was a line of people.
Jesus.
Peeing, a couple of them bent over and threw a quick poop in it. And then we watched that match at the studio, or the little monitor was everyone that was back in the back, which was 10 guys elbowing, trying to get to see it.
What did
And
she
when
do
she
when
got
she came
sloshed,
to the
we're all like, oh. And she's just sitting there. And then she finally, when she came in the back, said, "That smelled shitty. What was that y'all put in that?" Because it was usually like shredded up lettuce and, you know, water and whatever else, a fruit salad or something. But she said, because she got slop before, it wasn't the first time, and she said, "That one smelled like shit. What'd y'all put in there?" And everybody's dying laughing, and she started catching on. And you know, Davy Boy, I'm not going to say his name, but Davy Boy one time,
oh boy,
when they were on the European tour.
Rest in
You
peace,
know,
baby.
what's that?
Rest in peace.
You know, the boys have their diets that they try to stick with. It's hard, especially international. But, you know, you got your spaghetti with no sauce, but orange sauce to the side. You just dip very little of it. You're trying to cut down on the sugars and carbs. And the grilled chicken, I mean, and the salad with the dressing off to the side, you just barely get it. Pretty much day after we called it the wrestler's meal. Somebody should have come up with, you know, the Denny's in particular, where we go a lot. You know, the wrestler's meal. We know what it was, but she had managed to find her spaghetti. I mean, you got, you know, nothing on it. Again, the stuff off to the side, sauce to the side. And while she went to the bathroom or wherever she went, I said I won't say Davy's name, so I won't. But got a fork and lifted up all the spaghetti, and where they got the turd from this time, I don't know. But threw it up under the bottom of the spaghetti and pounded the spaghetti back down in it. And she came back and finally started eating and twisting that fork in there. And I wasn't there, so I'm just telling you what I was told. And I know it's true, though, because she quit. She got so upset. When she got to the bottom, she could see and she smelled it, and it was, you know, she was like, "Somebody shit in my damn spaghetti." So she quit. She quit the tour early because of that.
It's a good reason to quit.
What's that?
It's a good reason to quit.
Yeah, if people are going to shit in your food, you done pissed them off. You know, that was the thing Vince always told us. You know, he told us the first time we went in and got the one day in, that night, problems, and the next day we got fired. And we were, yeah, for the first time, 1987, you know, one day in Buffalo. And, you know, we flew, Terry Garvin said, "Pay for your plane ticket and get out to Stamford, Connecticut, the old office, and go see Vince and just, you know, apologize and tell him what happened." And so we did. We paid for it and got out there, me, Sean, and I. And Vince ain't got there yet. We're sitting on the little two-seater, whatever it's called, out in the lobby waiting on Vince to get there. Sean's got his snakeskin boots, new ones on, got his legs crossed over. Here comes Vince, and you're like, "This is bigger than life. This guy's bigger than life." Okay. And he looks at Sean's boots. He goes, "Nice boots." So, "Oh, thank you." He goes, "They're made for walking, you know." And we're, you know, Sean's like, "Oh, no." He goes, "I'm just kidding." We go in, and then he fires us. But what it was really, he wasn't firing us. He said he was doing us a favor. And when we're, you know, I'm like, "How's that a favor? We worked our ass to get here. You'll get one day, and somebody is worn down from the road and reacted wrong." And which I won't say Jesse Barr's name either, Jimmy Jack Funk. But yeah, Vince was like, he said, well, the boys don't want you here, and if the boys don't want you here, you don't want to be here because they will run you off. And we said, well, I said, can we take our chances with that? And he goes, I'm doing you a favor. And when when we came back and we saw what they did with guys that gave them a little, they weren't really crazy about it. The guy, like, what's his name? Youngblood. Mark Young, was it? Chief Strongbow's son. Oh my God, he rubbed everybody wrong. And they already, everybody thought Chief Strongbow, I loved him to death. Everybody thought he was such a stooge that they didn't like him. So some of it, they took it out on the son. I mean, the same stuff, shit in his bag, cut his clothes, with the scissors, put his Halliburton in the shower with the water on wet soak and all this shit. I mean, every day it was something. And
Messed up.
I'm trying to think. I can't say. I'm not going to say Stephen Barty's name, but we'll just say Brooklyn Brawler was riding with him, and he took his Halliburton. There's a reset button on the inside that you can change the code because he couldn't figure out how are they figuring out my code. Guess who was figuring it out? The one that watched you said it. He'd come up and tell us 331 or 72. He would tell us, or he'd do it himself. He was riding with us, Dirty Pool, but he was riding with him, and when he would reset, they'd come tell everybody the lock number. But yeah, they run him off. I liked him too, man. He was cool with me. I hope he felt the same way with me. I think he did. But Vince was not lying. I saw what he meant. If the boys don't want you here, and that's what happened to Sonny quite a bit. I don't know if they ever messed with Sable because at the time she was with Mark Merrill, and everybody loved him to death. So they kind of give her more of a pass. But there was a few people who were angry, but it didn't amount to nothing. She didn't bother nobody. But anyway. That's about that.
Well, you want a fan question?
You got one?
I do. Sean Moody, he heard that you had an interview with Raven, something you were riding a lot on the road. He just wants to hear a fucked up story with you and Raven. Is what he's at. He says, "Can you please share a fucked up story with Raven on the road?"
I could, real easy, because we roomed together and rode together for about 6 months. That's when he was Johnny Polo. Him and I are still good friends. He was supposed to be there. I couldn't wait to see him. Definitely want to get him on the show.
Yeah, that would be a great episode.
Yeah.
He seemed like he would hypothetically do it.
Oh, he hypothetically would. Yeah. And I'll hypothetically dance around the story because, I've turned a new leaf now and I don't like talking about nasty things. But yeah, him and I were young back then, cutting up with the ladies and I can't. There was one girl in particular up in Boston that she would pretty much go for anything. And yeah, I gotta say I would change the subject. Next question. I got a question, but we're about to have to close out. Yeah. But real quick, who was the biggest upset of SummerSlam? Just the one match that you just could not believe what just happened.
Well, nothing, because I told you what was going to happen, Marty. I told you what was going to happen at SummerSlam.
Yeah, Jimmy I still say it wrong. Koduris. Did y'all pretty much? Yeah, y'all pretty much agreed on everything, but I think y'all both said Nia won't win because she don't need it.
Well, this match was great. Dom interfered. Like I said, he ended up leaving with Liv Morgan, making out with her. I don't know how Dom's wife is okay with him making out with a different girl every week. But that was fun. That was a fun match. But there was a lot of good matches. The craziest thing of all was probably watching Jacob Fatu, who's like almost a 300-pound man, full muscle, jumping off the top rope as high as any of the high flyers in the back. And Cody Rhodes is laid out on the table, and he crashes so hard, and the table just doesn't give. Like, it just, his shin just you could see the shin just banging off the table. And
man.
you know, he didn't get hurt bad, I don't think. I think he definitely had like a bruised shin or something. But like, wow, to see the table not break was rough to watch. But other than that, everything happened. Gunther's your new champion. He beat Damian Priest because Finn Balor turned on him. They kind of did like a Rockers moment kind of thing without the glass, I guess.
Yeah.
Without the glass. It was good. It was a fun show. You didn't watch it at all?
I think what night was Saturday? Yeah, we had
Saturday night, yes.
Yeah. We had something there at the convention.
It's okay.
We kept hearing about it. We all passed the word
WWE
around to
network.
everybody. Do what?
Then you got it on the WWE network. You can watch it. I have a lot of questions for you if we get to ever do that interview. Hopefully we can do it right now. We're going to find out if Marty Jannetty is ready.
Yeah, so let's wrap this up.
Absolutely. Congratulations again on your award. You did a great job with the speech. It looked like a great time. We need to get that guy on the show. Like, wow.
We'll get him.
That'd be a great
and Robert. We'll have a ton of fun with those three.
You look so
Or we'd be in there with them. We're always joking with each other.
Reminder of where Marty's going to be coming up August 9th. Meet and greet. All right. 700 Main Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Marty, Tatanka, and Gilbert all in the same room. Same day. Same group next day at Niles, Ohio, which Marty's excited about going to that. And Shawn Michaels, they said they can't talk about you without mentioning this guy. We'll mention him too. Hey, Shawn, how you doing? Good job on NXT. And if you missed the interview, the Friday night special, Hannibal TV, it's on Marty's channel right now. You can watch it. Marty, send us out.
All right. So are we doing simulcast or just the interview thing next? Which we'll show next week.
No, we're going to just do the interview, but they're going to stream live together next week.
Okay. Yeah, because Savage you heard earlier, he'll be down in Florida, forgetting that he got work up here. But so come, you know what the deal is. Come see us again next week. Thank you for showing up. We love y'all. Hope y'all had a good time, and we will see you next week. Same damn time, same damn place. Yeah.
We're here to party with Marty.